another video. Today I am sharing with you two amazing sauces from my cookbook, Saucy Vegan Mama, but we are making them even more amazing because we are lowering the fat and the calories with them by using this magical stuff right here. Oh yes, can you read that? PB2 Cashew Powder. Now I have shared this stuff with you before in a video with my cheese sauce. I don't know if you've seen that. If you haven't, I highly recommend you check it out. I'll link it below in the description box and I'll try to link it up above. But I shared with you how I swap out the cashews in the recipe for the cheese sauce with this cashew powder. And what that does is it makes the sauce in itself have less calories and less fat. Now, I am not saying in any way, don't eat fat. You know, healthy plant fat is so good for us. Our bodies need it, but we don't need to be overdoing it. And I don't know about you, but I like to eat the majority of my calories, not pour it in a liquid all over my food. But I also don't want to live without sauces. So how can I do both? Well, I'm gonna use this stuff right here. Now, if you're someone like my husband who is not all that concerned with losing weight, feel free to take the sauce recipes that I'm gonna be sharing with you today, or the ones in my Saucy Vegan Mama cookbook, and continue to use the 1/2 cup or 3/4 of a cup of cashews that the recipe calls for. But if you're like me and you're wanting to maintain your healthy weight or even try to lose weight, this cashew powder is really gonna help you achieve your weight loss goals because you're still gonna be able to consume sauces or dressings without overdoing the calories. That is awesome for me. I don't know about you, but I love me some sauce. Again, I'm not saying don't consume fat, but just be smart about it. Now, these amazing folks also make a peanut powder. I'm sure many of you have seen that. I'm gonna be throwing in my little PB, or what do you call it? My peanut butter sauce that you might have seen me drizzle on oatmeal. I dip apples in it. I even make myself peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with the peanut powder. So I'm gonna show you how I do that at the end. It's really simple, but make sure you stick around to watch that so you don't miss out on a good PB&J. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on these sauces. Okay guys, the first sauce we are doing is my Skip the Fillet sauce. Not to be confused with Chick-fil-A sauce, but I don't know about you, but when I went plant-based, I was so bummed out, not because I wasn't eating the Chick-fil-A chicken, but because I had to give up the sauce. But today, we're gonna make this sauce, and instead of using 3/4 of a cup of cashews, we're gonna be doing 1/2 cup of cashew powder. Now, usually, when I'm using cashew powder, I'll do equal parts. So if a recipe calls for 3/4 of a cup of cashews, I'll do 3/4 of a cup of the cashew powder. But I figured out I don't need to do that because if you take 3/4 of a cup of cashews, it's big and bulky, and when you actually grind that down, the powder that you get is less than 3/4 of a cup. So today, we're gonna be trying to make this sauce with 1/2 cup of cashew powder, and that's gonna save us even more calories and fat. So we're doing the cashew powder. I went ahead and added a tablespoon of veggie broth, a tablespoon of water. I'm doing 2 tablespoons of barbecue sauce. Make sure if well, not if, but when you use your barbecue sauce, it's vegan. I'm doing 1/2 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, and then 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. You can do white vinegar too if you'd like, but I just do apple cider vinegar. I'm doing 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and then 2.5 tablespoons of yellow mustard. And then we are going to blend that up and try this out. And boy, it came out really good. Now, this isn't a sauce you want to slather all over your food. It's perfect for dipping, and let me just say, it tastes just like the real deal, except it's healthier. So now you can skip the fillet, but not the sauce. I cracked myself up. All right, next we're making my delicious Alfredo sauce. Now I'm gonna be doing half of a cup of cashew powder. This recipe actually calls for half a cup of cashews. I am gonna do equal parts for this recipe because you get so much of this sauce, and so per serving, the calories are really diluted, and it's gonna taste better with a little bit more cashew powder. So I am putting together all the ingredients in here. We're doing half of a white onion, half of a, or actually 1 cup of veggie broth, half a teaspoon of lemon juice, 4 to 5 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, 2 tablespoons of miso paste, white miso paste. We're gonna do 2/3 of a cup of white beans and 2 to 4 garlic cloves, or you can do about 1 tablespoon of garlic granules. Now, once that is blended up in my high-speed blender, I am pouring this stuff all over. You guys, this is so good. I mean, it's one of my favorite things to eat right now. It is so, so delicious, and I love that I can lower the fat and calories with this meal. I mean, gosh. All right, next we are doing my peanut butter or peanut sauce hack. Now, some of y'all may have seen this or done this before and you're like, yeah, I know, Tia, I can mix water in the PB2 powder together and it makes a sauce. Great. No, that's not all. My hack is that I actually take the powder, but then I do 1 teaspoon of regular peanut butter because that helps add to the flavor and gives it more of a peanut butter flavor. So, haha. Got to add that peanut butter in there. And then I just add the water to it and mix it around until I get the thickness that I like. This is usually the thickness I prefer to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with. Can't forget that jelly. And then if I want to make a sauce, I just add more water to thin it out. And that is it. But I still get to enjoy my peanut butter, y'all. Thank you, PB2. All right, that is it for me today. Will you go ahead and join me on thanking these folks at PB2 for making these amazing products that they do? Seriously, so freaking awesome. Also, if you want to check out more of the sauces that I make, actually over 35 delicious oil-free, whole food, plant-based sauces, make sure you check out Saucy Vegan Mama. I mentioned it in the beginning of this video. I will link it in the description box for you so you can score yourself a copy of that, because let me tell you, sauces are where it's at. And that's all I got for you. So I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you next week, and yeah. Let me know what you think about this stuff, okay? Talk to y'all soon, bye.